I always said, if we ever did something together, oh man, it would be awesome.
It'd be out of control.
And John would be billing us out of jail.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I said, stand still. And she's like, what? I said, stand still. I kneeled down and I picked her up and her ass was in my face and we're walking down the line.
My sister said he left as Richard Cunningham and he came back as John Lennon.
I offered the producers of PBR.
I'm after refill, actually. I'm getting a little low here.
And I turned around and I said, you just missed 10 grand. He goes, why? And I said, because that was me being a dick.
8G hit, and it hit so freaking hard. I'm like, maybe I should have landed in the grass. I
can hear you laugh from here, not through the screen, but from.
And I left there feeling like a bag of dicks.
Oh, did she just say a bag of dicks?
Yes, she did.
We had to test a couple of my mechanics as terrorists and put them in the cars to.
If you're not hustling, you're sleeping.
How'd you pull that off, Chad?
Well,
you got some kind of magic wand or just a big wand?
Hey-o. Man, we could talk for weeks about this stuff.
Hey everybody, Lou Santiago, and tonight we're going to have a show that should go down in the annals of history. We have the skinny guy, also known as Brent Buttrey, and his main man, Pop-Tart. I'm just saying, Pop-Tart, come on. You got to work with me on that. Not just anybody can carry off a nickname like Pop-Tart. I've known Brent now for, close to 18 years. He actually was on MUSCLECAR after Jared left, but for some strange reason they wouldn't let him talk. And then when I quit, Brent was on camera and he got to talk, which I found rather amusing because they wouldn't let him talk when I was there. I don't know why, but there's going to be some pretty wacky stories, I assure you. But the guy is a phenomenal body guy. He can lay down paint like it's nobody's business, and it's just out of control. So you guys sit back, enjoy the ride. We're going to go to a commercial, and then it's going to be me and John. We're going to get you guys up to speed, and then we're bringing on the skinny guy in pork chop. Hit it, Brad.
Ever wonder what happened to your favorite Hollywood stars? Some are screen legends.
That's a Cadillac.
Some made history.
What do you say? Is it the new Bluesmobile or what?
One thing's for sure, they all have more to tell. Road trip with me, Lou Santiago, as I hunt down these iconic cars.
The car's actually stolen. My kids said, Dad, you're not going to believe what's over here.
And take you behind the scenes to get the story behind the story.
I'm going to have the car do the same thing. Pow, bang, wow.
From the designers who built them, the stars that drove them, and the lucky motherfuckers who stumbled across them. Where was his car when you found it? Pull in there. Pull in there. Dude, tell me you have your hands on it. You're not gonna believe some of this stuff.
Dude!
No. he went from Pop-Tart to pork chop in your opening.
I'm a train wreck. What can I say?
It's like a pork chop. Is there a third
Pop-Tart.
guy?
Pop-Tart. I think it's because it's a hard name to pull off. Not just anybody can pull off Pop-Tart. It's totally out of whack.
I'm probably the only one that noticed. I don't think anybody else. We're good. So we're going back into the way back machine, MUSCLECAR.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
My first show, that was 04. Yeah, 04. Yeah, we started in late 03. It premiered in 04, and I did 2 seasons. It was 44 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I quit. And then what happened was let me back up. Me and Jared were actually going to leave at show 15. We were going to quit. We were done because they wouldn't get us help. They were killing us. We were working at, 6-7 days a week, 2-3 in the morning, and we were living in the place, and we decided we were going to leave. So it was like 2 days before we were going to leave, because we talked about it. Yeah, it was. We went over the weekend because we talked about it on Friday. We were going to leave Monday. Tina calls me Friday afternoon, like lunchtime, and she goes, "I'm having a relapse." That was when Tina was fighting cancer, and I was like, "All right, I'll stay here." And she said, "I don't want to do chemo. I want to spend time with the kids." I said, "Do what you got to do. Live on the credit cards. I don't care. I'll stay here." So I stayed for another season. And that's when I decided to treat it like a duty station. I was going to do 3 years and out, but then I had other stuff coming up with the family. I was like, screw it, I'm gone after 2 years. Yeah, right. We did I was like 2 shows short of the entire second season. So
that's a lot. That's a lot of shows. It's a lot of work for 2 years.
Yeah, and we were doing major work. It's not, we weren't just bolting stuff on.
Yeah, no,
and
I know.
I was told, I don't know how true this is, but I was told that we were the first guys to build the chassis from scratch on TV. Because everybody would get a front half and a back half.
Yeah,
Me and Brent, we started a show out where I said we had a pile of steel on the floor. I said, we're gonna make this a chassis. And we built the chassis from scratch. Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. Oh, on another note,
yeah.
On the 10th of March, I get my back surgery. I already did the pre-op interview. I got to go Friday. So I, do the anesthesiologist thing. And then on Monday, I got to talk to a vascular surgeon because they're going in through the front. So they need a vascular surgeon. So I got to do the pre-op interview with them. And then I'm ready to rock, man. I am ready to rock.
March 10th is my birthday.
So what are you going to be, like 100?
102. That's how I feel. I had a rough paper route. What can I tell you? I've died twice, come back to life. That's how I feel. That's how old I am.
Well, I pickled my dashing good looks in the military from drinking too much. So
hey, yeah, you're fine. Everything's fossilized. You're good. Yeah, March 10th. But what are we going to do as far as we have shows lined up? What are we going to do as far as a guest host, or what are we doing?
Jared said he would do it, and hell, I'll ask Brent if Jared can't do some. We'll get Brent. I'll ask Brent when we bring him on in a couple minutes. Brent will do it.
Yeah, Troy Ladd was always a good, happy guy. He always came.
I'm sure whoever we
could rotate him out.
Yeah, I mean, when I got my new phone, I don't have Troy's number, so send it to me and I'll reach out to him. Or if you got it from the text when we were doing the text.
We got Tori booked up Troy.
All right, I'll reach out to Tori.
He's probably watching.
He probably is, but what we'll do is I'll reach out to him. Yeah, we can rotate everybody out. It's fine. Carson used to do that back in the day.
That's right. We'll figure it out. But we do have some good guests coming up. Next week, we got Joe and Amanda Martin.
Cool.
So they were scheduled back in like October, November.
And they were shooting jammed up, weren't they?
Right. So we could talk about season 6. I think they're in or getting done.
Right.
So the following week, we have Michael Finnegan. We actually we're double booked for that week.
That's the week with Bogey, right? Is it the week with Bogey?
That's the week after. The week of your surgery. She's the 9th, I think.
She's whatever the Tuesday is. Is it the 8th or the 9th?
Yeah, I think Wednesday's the 10th.
Yeah.
We got Finnegan and Rick Dorr booked for 2 weeks out. So I got to rebook Rick Dorr for the 16th. If you don't know who Rick Dorr is, he's been around forever, right there. Built some badass cars, had a show, Rusted Development, I think it was called.
I think that was the name of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, they had some kind of quirky, relationship with the wrestler and the whole thing.
That's right. There was a wrestler involved in it. That's right.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember who it was either.
Rick was the talent. He was the builder. They tried to put a twist to it. I mean, they did build some pretty cool cars on the show.
Yeah,
did a couple seasons, but they were trying to produce some drama into it. But we'll get into that when he's on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Be good.
Yeah, we got a couple. Finnegan's going to be a good one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot there.
Yeah,
So,
he was a magazine guy, got into internet TV, then he got on TV, stayed on the internet. I was, I actually asked Mike Cotton, Mike and Dave. They're the two that help Mike on the show. And Mike said when they get done shooting this season, because he's shooting, I think he's down. I think he's down there now shooting, because they shoot in Atlanta, somewhere around Atlanta.
Yeah,
and Cotton said he was going down there because they had to start shooting.
Yeah.
So I asked Mike if he'd come on. He said he'd come. Mike will be hoot. It'll be a good show.
Yeah,
I know
that will be.
He said he would. He's a hoot. He's a mess. We need to, and what we need to do, if I can get Mike, I need to get a hold of Brian Cood and get. Brian has footage of me messing with Mike. It might even be on YouTube. It is hysterical. It is hysterical. It is Brian is Grinder TV. We should get Brian on. He does a lot of neat stuff. He shoots a lot of nice shows. He does good work. But yeah. Mike hates to be touched. So we're sitting there eating pizza, and I got my finger and I'm going like this, moving in closer and closer. And he's like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't." And he's yelling at me. And we're in a pizza, and I touch him. Ah!
Yeah. Last week I was supposed to be in Texas. Canceled the trip. I told you that, right?
Yeah, you told me that you didn't go. Why didn't you go?
Linda tested positive for COVID, and I think I got the same thing. I didn't go and get tested. She kept telling me to get tested, but it starts off with a little bit of a headache. It's draining, as far as energy. I got to tell you, I've had hangovers that were probably worse, but it wasn't all that bad. I mean, I know I got the weaker version of it.
Well, they said the Omicron Perseus 5 wasn't that strong.
That's pretty much it. That's what I got, because it's just enough to be annoying. At nighttime, like right now, I start to get a little congested. In the morning, I'm fine. It's really weird because it's like on a time clock.
Yeah.
One part of the day you're feeling fine. The other part of the day you just feel like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But
I think I had it last week. I lost my sense of taste, but it's back now. It was 2 days. 2 days,
yeah,
2.5 days.
Same thing here. The taste, the smell.
I drank vodka, so it killed it. Isn't that what you do?
The headlines tomorrow. Crazy Lou says drink vodka. I
can see it now. Now we're putting out misinformation. They're gonna come after me.
Yeah, pull it down. Pull it down. Pull it down. People are drinking vodka. Lou buys stock in Tito's. And he's on the cover of Fortune. Fuck it. Speaking of which,
the man who wiped out the virus.
Listen, we lost our sponsor. They pulled the plug until they figured out 22. So we're looking for sponsors. So we should call Tito's and go, listen, my man, I'll drink the shit straight.
We got to do something. We got to start getting paid for this. It's crazy. I know.
But we got to cover the cost. We got a whole team behind us that are organizing and putting shit together, and uploading on Spotify.
We should do that. Let's do Tito's.
They had Tito's at Barrett Jackson. I was drinking Monster and Tito's.
Oh,
what a combo! No, it was good. Enough to buzz you, but keep you running.
I don't need any help.
I think I run my mouth on here.
I don't need any help running. I ain't got a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All that Navy training I had, I can run.
Yeah, I was trying to knock down the 20. I told you last week or 2 weeks ago. I got to 12. I couldn't drink all the drinks they were giving me for free. Like I said, when you see those guys, 2 million, 3 million, woo.
They're hammered.
They're slammed.
Yeah, they're hammered, yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. They're having a good time.
And they got money, so they really don't give a shit. I mean, it's just the bottom line. So look, let's bring Brent on, because it's already 11 after. Let's bring Brent on. And we're going to rock. All right, Brad, bring him on. Let's do what we got to do.
Families today have enough worries. Let's make sure keeping warm isn't one of them. Help us give new coats to kids in need. A new coat lets a kid stay warm, play outside, and feel happy. Join the Auto Dealers Caring for Kids Foundation and give.
That's a
There he is.
tearjerker of a commercial there, John.
Yeah, I know.
Brent, Pop-Tart, what are you guys doing, man?
Pork chop.
Pork chop. Pop pork chop. How about that?
Pop-Tart pork chop.
So, dude, how you been, man?
Pretty good so far.
Awesome. So, you got some good stories to tell? I mean, we're on Spotify now, so we have to be very descriptive in what we talk about, you know.
For sure.
I like pork chops with the 420 because
Highway a lot.
It's a highway you like to drive on a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tell us about that truck behind you. What's doing?
It's a 53 Ford F100 we're building, and pretty cool truck. Got a little TCI chassis. It's got a 5-liter Coyote, 6-speed automatic transmission.
Damn it, man!
Should be pretty mean.
Yeah. What wheels you got on it? What size wheels are those? 20s and 18s, 20s and 20s. What?
They're 19 by 9s in the front, 20 by 12s in the rear.
Damn it, man!
Got a 335 30/20 tire on the back. So it should haul the mail pretty good.
Yeah.
Brent, you doing that thing from start to finish? Are you subbing that out? What do you the Coyote motor? You got that all figured out and set up, or what?
Yeah, I mean, you order the chassis and it pretty much comes with the mounts, and so it was just a drop-in deal.
Plug and play.
Yeah.
And then the wire, it came from racing. It just, you plug it up.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah.
3 wires up, ignition wire, tack signal, all that, and
what's that cost to put that together?
I'm not even sure what this motor cost. I passed that on to somebody else.
What's the kit to get it running cost? I mean, if you got a pull out and then through the you need to harness and everything to turn kit. Do you know what that cost?
The last LS3 I bought was from GM Performance. I think we gave $15 for it, but it came with that was a 525 horse LS3, a 4L7 transmission, all the controllers, down to the gas pedal.
Yeah.
For $15, you can't build a motor for $15.
Yeah, that's the connecting cruise from GM, right? Because I was looking into that, and the LS3 is a good motor. I mean, you're right, for what that's worth. You can't beat it for all the bullshit,
Yeah. That's true.
Out of the figuring away.
Right? That's going to be a pretty kick-ass truck when you're finished with the Coyote motor. It's going to fucking roll.
And it's the big back window, isn't it? That's the big back window for that year.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
or is that?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm not savvy with that body style. I'm not savvy with them.
I'm not big on that body style myself, but
Yeah.
It's still cool. I like it.
Oh, they're good-looking trucks. Make no mistake. They're good-looking trucks. Yeah, they're pretty happening.
More of a 60s guy. I like the more of the cars.
Yeah, 60s, 70s. The muscle car shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff that rocks as far as I'm concerned, because that's what I like. Yeah, I grew up with that. So
yeah.
Let's jump in the throwback machine and go back to, what is it, 04?
04.
So hold on. It was Lou, it was you and Jared. Was Jared out of the box, the muscle car host?
So
and then how'd that start? Then when did Brent come in?
What happened was they picked me up first, and then I did the first 2 shows with Jesse and Ian because that's just the way they wanted to do it. And then Jared came in show 3, and then me and Jared went all the way to show 15. And Jared and I were gonna leave at show 15. We were gonna quit because they were killing us.
Yeah.
And we talked about it Friday after work, and we decided we were gonna leave. We were gonna come in Monday and tell them to pack sand and get in our cars and leave. Tina called me Friday afternoon and said that she was having a relapse. She was fighting cancer still, and she said she didn't want to do chemo. So I said, okay, fine. I'll stay here, live on the credit cards, do what you got to do. Because she wanted to spend time with the kids. At the time, we only had 2 kids, right? Did we? I think we had 2. No, we had all 3, but Nick was young. Nick was little. He was still in diapers. And so I called up. It was MBNA at the time because we had 1 credit card with them. And I called them up and I said, here's what I want to do. And the lady I spoke with, she was some manager. She said, I'm good with that. And my deal is make a $200 a month payment regardless of what the bill is. And she did the whole summer just taking the kids places and spending time with them because she didn't want to do chemo. And I don't blame her. It was after the bone marrow transplant and everything. So she was tired. And I stayed, and Brent, our director, Don, found Brent. And I really don't know how he found him, but he found Brent. So Brent came in for show 15, and Don goes, what are we going to do for show 15? And Horsepower had this Fox body Mustang. So I said, we're going to back half the Mustang because we need something different. We're waiting on parts on the Challenger. We're waiting on parts for the Camaro. So we're going to do that. And Brent came in and we bent up a roll cage, did the rails, put a 4-link under it, did everything we needed to do except for the tin work because we just never got time to finish the tin work. But we were able to drive it. And then Brent did like 2 or 3 shows, and they would call him back. And then we got to the point where it was around Christmas, and I went into Patty, the owner's wife. I went into Patty and I said, Patty, I just want you to know that if you don't hire Brent, I'm going home for Christmas and I'm not coming back. And she goes, you don't threaten me and tell me who to hire. I said, I'm not threatening you. I'm promising you. And the day I was going to go home, it was like 2-3 days before Christmas. The day I was going to go home for Christmas, I pulled up with all my shit loaded in my dad's truck. Not that I had a lot of shit, my TV, my bed, and like a nightstand and a chair. It's in the back of the truck strapped down. And I parked it in front of her office. So when she looked out the window, there it was. Say hi, Brent.
Sign here and here.
Yeah. I think that's why Brent wasn't allowed to talk on camera, because he didn't talk the whole time I was there because they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him.
Lou, back up for a second. Lou, back up for a second. Tina's doing fine now. How's she doing now? Everything good?
Everything's good.
You left us hanging.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. She hasn't had any relapse for probably, 8 years now, I guess. Cool. 6 years, something like that. Yeah. And she's good. So everything's good in the hood.
And kids and grandkids. We
got all the kids are good. Nicholas still lives in the house. We're trying to get him out. And then we just had our 3rd grandkid this morning at 12:30 in the morning. My daughter Lily gave birth to Scarlet Rose. So it's Allie Mae and Scarlet, or as I like to call him, Big Al and Red. Gonna put them in tracksuits. Gonna put them in tracksuits and teach them how to stand on the corner properly like mafioso. Big Al and Red. And then in 2 weeks, Casey is supposed to have it's Casey's due date. So we'll have 4. We'll have 4 grandkids. Yeah.
Lou, yeah. Does your son still have that big hair?
Nathan? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a special ed teacher, man. I don't know if I ever told you that. But he looks like a homeless guy. He still looks like a homeless guy. He still looks like his hair's not as long as Pop-Tarts, but it's damn close. Really. Because I know Pop-Tarts got a damn ponytail from hell.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
See that thing, Pop-Tart. There it is. It's probably 3/4 of that. But he doesn't take care of it, Pop-Tart. It's like, I don't think he's ever run a brush through it.
So, Brett, do you remember them keeping you silent? You're Silent Bob for the first couple episodes, or what?
First couple was a whole season.
What the fuck is that all? What the fuck is that all about?
Cameras would stop and Brent put the shit on the car.
First of all, how did you get involved? How did you become connected, and how did that all work out at the beginning for you?
I'm not really sure. I guess at that time they were looking for somebody, and at the time I was actually painting houses and working on cars at night. So I got home for lunch one day, and Don Cataract called, and hey, come and check out the studios and all this. And so, I went, and it was legit. So, but it was supposed to have been a temporary thing. A little bit.
How old were you then?
I was 30 then, and I'm about to turn 46.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. It was crazy. It was that show, John, was a bullet train on the tracks looking for a wall to run into. That's what that show was. It really
that was filmed in Tennessee, right? They moved everything down. No, that was RTM.
Yeah, RTM, yeah.
RTM. They still there?
Yeah.
They're still there, but Joe St. Lawrence doesn't own it anymore. I don't know who he sold it to, but it's been sold.
I actually went and when I left, it was with the understanding that never come back to visit.
You're no longer welcome.
Yeah, but
that's probably Pork Chop's fault. Pork Chop probably.
But I actually went back, and OPG called me and wanted me to. They were doing a car with, I don't know what it was called. I guess Detroit Muscle now.
Yeah.
And they were doing a car, so I went to the studio and got the car.
No way.
Oh yeah, the place looked completely different. I mean, yeah, it didn't even look like the same place.
Jeez, that's crazy.
But
it's one of those things, man. It was fun, but it was chaotic. It really was. It because we had, like, when we started out, there was Eric, our cameraman, and then it was Matt, me, and Jared, and that was it. And what happened was we would burn through directors. We burned through 7 directors before Don became our director, and Don was the general manager. So these guys would come in, and they were directing, but it was such a chaotic schedule, and we were working so late. Everyone was just like, screw this, and they would quit. And there was Craig. Was it Craig?
Remember? Oh yeah, he's the one that left crying.
Yeah. So it was Friday. It was Friday, right?
Don't skip over that like he didn't just say that. What the fuck?
Well, I was going to tell you what happened. It was Friday. It was Friday, and I told Brent, screw it, we're going home. We're done. I'm done. I was pissed about something. We're going home.
No, that was different. When that was Chris.
Oh, that was okay. That was, yeah. See, that's what I mean. It was so chaotic.
Brent, tell the story. Lou's all fucked up.
Cut it off.
I think me and Brent are the only ones drinking. Lou can't even get the fucking story right.
No, Craig, that was that one day. I guess we were filming that day, and Craig just kept on asking Lou, Lou, what do you think? What do you think, Lou? Lou was, look, I'm not doing your fucking job for you. Just went off on the poor guy. Next thing you know, he's crying. He like runs away. Horrible.
Yeah, but Craig was also the one where, because I never turned off my mic, John. I just leave my mic. I don't care if I get caught on a hot mic. Yeah. So I said,
you're pissing and everything. They get it all.
Oh yeah, exactly. They got it all. So Craig, I remember I was heading home. I was in the car driving home, and I was probably an hour out, from Tennessee, and from the shop, I mean. And Craig calls me up. He's like, Lou, I need you to come back. I'm like, why? Because I need you to come back. I'm like, all right. So I turn around and I go back, and I get there, and he's got this section queued up where I say he's a fucking idiot. And we weren't shooting, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Did you say this?" I said, "Well, you got it on tape. Of course I fucking said it." What do you think I'm going to deny it? You're an idiot. I said, "You called me back for that?" And I got pissed at him and said, "You know what? I'm leaving now." And I just walked out. Walked out on him again.
Dear Lord.
It was a mess, man. I'm telling you.
So Lou, after you left, right, Brent, were you the host, the solo host, or who were you working with? You got to refresh my memory. It's been a long time.
We had Rick Bacon came in.
Mm-hmm.
Right as Lou was leaving, Rick Bacon came in, and I think we did probably about a season and a half. I think.
Yeah. Left. Yeah, it was about that. I remember that. Yeah, but now, and Rick, I don't know why did Rick leave? I never asked him why he left. We need to get Rick Bacon on the show. He can tell us what happened. But yeah, I don't know. It's because you guys did the Red Sled and you did the Comet, and what else?
We did the Tribute Trans Am for year one.
That's what it was.
And what was the other one? The little Comet, the Ultra.
Yep. And the Red Sled. But actually, hey Brad, put up the picture of the orange Challenger.
So Brent, there you go.
So this car. This was the first car that we started doing, and Brent turned up, finishing it with me. Me and Jared started it, and then Brent painted it. He did a bunch of stuff with us on it. But here's the thing about this car that I will always remember about TV. Butch Bass comes in. He was the sales guy, and Butch hands me this phone number, and he says, "Call this guy." He doesn't tell me who he is. It's just a number. So I call the number, John.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Lou, how's it going?" Like whatever, like Tom, whatever his name is. And he goes, "I heard you're looking for an engine for that Challenger." And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What are you thinking?" I said, "Well, I'd like to have a Hemi." And that was right when the 528 Hemis came out. He goes, "Yeah, how about I'll send you a 528 Hemi." I was like, "What? Excuse me?"
Send two.
Like,
leave one on the pallet.
And he sent this complete 528 Hemi. I was like, "Man, I need to do TV more often. I need to do this."
That car is worth a shitload of money now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hot property.
Yeah.
I mean, they're way up. Everything's up. They're way up.
But that was the first car that Brent painted. So I'm going to tell you this real quick, and then I'll let Brent talk about painting the car. So I'm at the Grand National Roadster Show in 2004, right? Not the Grand National. I mean, Detroit Autorama. I'm at the Detroit Autorama at Show 4 in 2004. And I meet I think he was the president of Sada Paint Guns, but it was Sada. So we're talking, and he goes, "How come you don't use my stuff?" And I said, "Well, I'm not a painter, but I just got a guy, and I know we need some guns. I know we do, but I couldn't tell you what we need because I just don't know anything about it." So I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call you when I get back. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll call you." So Tuesday morning, I tell Brent, I'm like, "Hey, this is what's going on." So we had a work table we'd sit at all the time in the morning. So I call the guy, and I still got his number. I call him, and I'm talking to him like, "Here's Brent. He's the one who's going to talk to you." So Brent talks to him for like 10 minutes, and they're going back and forth. And then Brent hands the phone back to me, and the guy goes, "Does that guy know what he's doing?" And I said, "Yeah. He knows." I hadn't seen shit that Brent painted. Yeah. Of course he knows what he's doing. Because he just ordered the biggest nozzles for every spray gun that he's getting. We're sending him 3. He ordered the biggest nozzle. He's like, it's a garden hose.
Yeah, lay that fucking shit down.
I'm like, "It's okay. Don't worry about it."
Was that an HVLP or was that a gravity feed? What were you shooting?
Brent knows. I don't know. He's got to answer.
That's 04. So that's
HVLP. I got I think I got like 3 guns from him.
Yeah, 3. It was 3.
I remember Kevin Tate and It'd been Kevin Tate and Rick. He used to watch me paint, and both of them just like, oh my God, what is he doing? Because I have a crazy kind of
crazy method.
Oh, yeah. All over the place, you know, but it's
but dude, it was John, when it comes out of the gun, I swear to you, it looks like a stream coming out. And with that color, with that orange, you could see it on camera. You know, like usually when you paint on camera, it's just all a fog. He's laying, you could see the paint going on. So Brent paints it, and so we're sitting there, and Brent disappears. He's gone. So I'm sitting there with Don. I'm like,
"What's on that 420 highway is where he was."
Yeah. So
on the bypass.
So you know, Don smoked.
Exit 13.
Don was a chain smoker. So Don goes, "Let's go." So we walk outside. And Brent says to Brent, I said, "I don't want to tell you how to do your job, man, but I'm a little confused." He goes, "What?" I said, "Isn't there supposed to be like a time window between laying down the coats? It's supposed to be." He was like, "Yeah, a cigarette and a half." Like, okay. He did the half cigarette, threw it out, went inside, finished it.
2 cigarettes, you're fucked. You got lifting and shit you got to deal with.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
The short ones.
Yeah.
Shorties.
It was insane, man. I'm telling you. It was the craziest thing. And then what did you name the colors for the Le Mans? What? Brad, that gold Le Mans.
That's the Santiago gold and the
Buttrey black, right?
Yeah.
Santiago gold.
Yeah. Santiago, it's in the PPG books. There it is.
Yeah, I remember seeing that car.
Yeah,
that's worth a shitload of money too.
Yeah, that car, I like that car. That car came out nice. That really did.
Man, we used to just torture that little Butler motor. What was it?
Yeah.
What it was, like a 320 stroke to.
It was a 376 after it was stroked.
Yeah,
that's what it was, because we kept the original engine. It was a 326. We got the stroker kit from Eagle, and the Pontiacs, the blocks displaced the same like a small block Chevy. So the crank, you usually throw it in a 455, and I think it gives you 475 in a big block. But in that one, we put it in a 326. It gave us 376. And we couldn't run any aftermarket heads because none of them would work. The combustion chambers were too big. So that Butler Performance hogged them out for us. And it made good power for what it was.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it was a cool little car.
We took that car down to the year one experience, and I'll never forget it.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. Me and Rick, they were doing a burnout competition. So I was like, hey, part of that, you know? We did like a 46-second burnout. Slung the water pump belt off. Dude's screaming at me, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I'm like, "It's not mine. It's not." Battery, you know.
God, man, that's funny.
Brent, what paint? What do you use? What kind of paint? What are you going to paint on that truck?
Use all PPG stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been using PPG for, ever since the show, we were using PPG.
Yeah. Yeah, is Brian still there?
Brian Smith, he's selling paint for a different company, which is funny because he goes around, when he's trying to get you to go to the PPG, he's trashing, everybody else's, and now he's trying to sell someone else's.
Brent, what clarity are you using on PPG?
They're 2002. Is usually what I use. It's a high solid clear. I use it because it buffs good. Everything I do, You know, we really cut and buff it and a lot of polishing. So you really gotta have something that it's not gonna die back and just, you know.
Yeah.
Here's that some of them, you know, after about a year, it just doesn't have that luster anymore.
Yeah. 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 There was a picture of that black coupe that I sent, that black coupe that you did, that 5-window.
Yeah.
Where I took the picture of the door. That thing's it's like a mirror, John. It's insane.
No,
No, that's the
Corvette.
Corvette. That's the Corvette.
Yeah.
What was the deal with that vet? Put that back up, Brad. What's the deal with that thing? I never saw that one.
Yeah, I got to give a little shout out to Steve Thompson and Tammy Bennett.
Yeah.
That's their car. I actually built a 65 GTO for them too.
Oh, that was that GTO that you were working on. Yeah, with the Roadster Shop chassis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Did that car. He actually found that 67 and it was just in a gazillion pieces.
Really?
The body was off of it. Pop-Tart actually got to do a lot of work on it.
Pop-Tart.
Oh, pork chop over here.
like a pork chop.
Yeah, pork chop got to do a lot of work on it. But, you know, we originally had plans to put it on a chassis and, you know, make some kind of real cool motor. But, you know, it was a numbers matching car. So we thought, we'll put it here. And
that's pretty recent, right? That's on your Facebook page, right?
yeah, we're actually not even completely done with it. I hope to fire it up maybe in a week or so.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, yeah.
Big block or small block car?
It's a small block car.
Got you.
350 horse, 327, 4-speed.
Yeah.
Listen, Lou, when I was talking to Lou a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember anymore, but he said that Brent can paint candy while the car's apart. Instead of walking down the side of the car, he can paint the thing in pieces. Brent, how the fuck do you do that? Is that true, first of all? And how do you do it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I sent you a picture of the green S10 that I did it for Extreme 4x4.
Okay.
Ian,
I sent everything. There you go. I sent it all over to Brad.
Yeah, Ian and Chris on Extreme 4x4 built that truck, and I actually painted that truck in pieces. It's like an antifreeze green, 3-stage. And
is that a house of color? Who makes that? The paint?
It was PPG.
PPG.
Not the easiest color in the world to paint, but
yeah,
you know, and I got so much grief because I painted it apart. It's never gonna match. You know, we got it outside and they're taking pictures, and everybody was like, it matches.
Yeah, and you did that other car, that one kit car. That was that candy apple. It was like a burgundy or something.
Yeah, that GTM. It was like a
GTM
candy apple red.
Yeah, it was something like I knew it was something red.
Yeah, I painted that car in pieces too, and I don't know if I just get lucky or what's going on, but it always seems to come together.
It's the garden hose effect. That's what it is.
Yeah, for those who don't know, most people start at the headlight and walk down the side of the car to make sure that every panel matches, because with a candy, if you overlap, stop, start, and head back the other way, you have more product in the door jams, the door area, or wherever you start and turn around. You really got to be smooth and clean.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why people start from the headlight and go to the taillight. But if you can shoot something in pieces in a candy, because the candy is, for those that don't know, is like a translucent. It's a transparent where you can see through it. It's not an actual solid color. So it takes some talent to actually shoot a candy, no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the biggest thing is you get your gun set, you know your air pressure, you know how many coats you put on. So as long as you're consistent.
Yeah, don't act like it's fucking easy. Don't even act like it's fucking easy. Don't act like, yeah, everybody could do this. Just dial it in, fucking pull the trigger. Bullshit, Brent.
Brent missed one very important thing. He said, know how many coats you put on. It's more know how many cigarettes you smoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down Interstate 420.
Make a left on 421. Make another left and then 3 lefts. Acts like just dial your gun in. Get the fuck out of here. To shoot candy, you got to be a talented motherfucker to begin with. There's no doubt about it. And to shoot it in pieces, you really got to be careful.
You got to have a clue.
You definitely have to have a clue. You have to have talent. You got to be a machine. Brent, where did you learn how to do what you're doing?
I started off doing production work. I actually started off in this piece of crap, like restoration shop. I guess you'd call it that. More like a butcher shop. That's where I learned what not to do.
There you go.
So I started at Andrews Cadillac. It was a Cadillac dealer. And so I always tell people I went from, painting classics to Cadillacs. So I did that for about 3 years, got really good at painting, and just got bored with just painting.
Were you always a PPG guy?
Not always. I used DuPont. I used a company called Peace Hacker.
Who?
That's the first company I ever started. They're like their school and all that good stuff. And but I actually was using DuPont until I started, and their sponsor was Auto Body Color.
Mm-hmm.
So all they had was PPG. So I was like, looks like I don't have any choice.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. I met Brian. I'm still good friends with Brian.
Yeah, Brian's a good dude.
And Buford.
Yep.
Guy named Buford. I don't know if you ever met Buford, Lou.
I met Buford. Yeah, I met Buford.
Yeah, so he's actually with another company now called Tasco, and that's who I get all my paint supplies from. But I'm still dealing with the same people that I've been dealing with for 15 years.
Yeah.
Let's Pop-Tart, how did you come involved in, and what's your role? What are you doing? Let's get you to speak, because you're on the sidelines here.
Same stuff. I started at a dealership in Somersworth, New Hampshire when I was still in junior high, and just said that I knew how to buff, and I started buffing, and then I got my way into the body shop and then started from there, So.
So how'd you hook up with Brent? 420?
I worked for a guy up here in Fairview, Roger Jones, and I think I met Adam Manning through Roger, and then I met Brent through Adam, and then we've been friends ever since. So,
you guys are in Franklin, Tennessee?
I'm actually in Fairview, which is it's about 30 minutes away from Nashville, like West. So
you're not far from Stacy David then. Stacy David was on the show. Brent, was it not you that looked at a 60-some Lincoln for me? 65 or 6 Lincoln?
Yeah.
Right? It was like a cream color. You said it was a piece of shit. Don't buy it. You got a hold of me.
Man, look, you sent me out there. These two old guys, man, it was like being in the movie Deliverance.
Sorry about that, Brent.
Start playing, and these were weird, man. And
nothing but the best for me.
Put my thumb through the trunk floor of it.
Yeah.
That's when I called you and was like, nah, man.
Yeah, I remember. I appreciate that. Yeah. When I was talking to Lewis, isn't Brent? He's like, I think so. So yeah, I appreciate you checking that out, because I was about to pull the trigger and pick it up.
Brent could have fixed it for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything can be fixed as long as you throw enough money at it. But still, if it was that bad, it's bad.
But it was. They got all those controls behind the back to go to that top.
Yeah.
And man, it looked like it had been on fire.
Probably.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
John, you owe me.
I know I do. 419, 420, whatever it takes, Brent. I'll take it. We had a guy, Eric, who would hook us up. Sticky Fingers Eric out there. Where's he at? Arizona?
Yeah.
He's actually going into business and doing shit, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, he's in New Mexico. He's in New Mexico.
Yeah, let's put up some of the pictures. Let's talk through some of the pictures you sent over of the builds that you've done or are working on. So, Brad, there you go.
Yeah,
66?
That's the 65 GTO. That belongs to Steve Thompson. He's
got the vet.
The Corvette we're doing. And but yeah, that car turned out really nice. It's sitting on a roaster shop Revo chassis. It's got a 5 horse LS3. I mean, it's a pretty mean car.
It's a good looking car, man.
It is.
Got 345 tires on the back. I mean, a lot of tubbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I actually cut the outer wheelhouse and stood it straight up. You know, they usually kind of come in at an angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it straight up and then move the inner in, and then we just put a band in it.
Damn.
But we added I think it was 4 inches to each side.
Yeah, but that's what, a 14-inch wide tire, or is it 12?
Almost. It's 13 point something.
Yeah, I knew it was. Yeah.
Wide.
Yeah. That's got a tire.
That looks like a Hot Rod Power Tour car. It looks like it'll roll.
Oh,
and speaking of the tour, comes through right past you and goes to Nashville is one of the stops.
Yeah, that might be something I need to get Steve involved with because he loves to drive that car.
We may do the tour. We're not sure, but we may do the tour. If we do, payback. I'll take care of you. I'll get pork chop to make a run. We'll get all fucked up. We'll be fine. We're gonna do the podcast and everything. We'll be fucking shit faced. We don't care. Fuck it. Designated driver. Fuck it. Go ahead. What other pictures we got, Brad?
Oh, there you go.
That's at 55. Yeah.
That was a 55 I did probably 7 years ago. Put it on it's on an art chassis with a LS3 in it too. Real nice car. The guy was like 80 years old.
Really?
And the first time he actually took it anywhere, he took it to Cruising the Coast. And I remember him calling me and saying, "Yeah, man, the car runs great, Brent." He said, "I got it on the interstate. Cruise control set at 80." And I was like, "This dude's like 80 years old, dude." He's like,
zipping.
Oh, that's cool. But
oh shit.
But you know, I'd say I really don't build show cars. Like some guys build show cars.
Yeah.
I call mine like high-end drivers.
Yeah, that's what they are.
That's
what they are.
Like Steve, he doesn't like to drive. He don't like to show the GTO, but he loves to get in it and he loves to do burnouts. So he's really my kind of guy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff I want to build is
take it out and use it, not trailer it going, here you go.
Because we did MUSCLECAR. I mean, you got done with the car. The first thing you did was you took it out for 8 hours and just beat the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and you got paid to do it. It was great. Wasn't your car?
Yeah.
About it, you know.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was fun. It was really fun.
Huh.
Yeah. What else you got in there, Brad? Throw another picture up.
There we go.
That's the coupe I was talking about.
Yeah.
Look at the reflection in that door, John.
Yeah.
You know, the cool thing about that car is it belonged to a Miss Sharon. I bought it for her. She's like almost 6 foot tall woman. And she's like 60, she was like 60 something years old. Very cool. I'd never built a car for a woman before, but it was fun. You know, she kind of had an idea of what she wanted.
Yeah.
That's a classic. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
actually was a full fender car. That was before the fenders and everything was put on it. So it was a really cool car.
Yeah, because I remember I saw it. The reason why I got the picture is because I went up there. I was doing something. I passed by and I stopped in to see Brent because he's right off of 40. He's right off of I-40. He's like what, 5 miles from I-40?
Yeah, I'm not far from I-40.
He ain't far at all. Yeah, so whenever I drive through there, I stop in to see him if I got time.
Hey, Luke, remember that 12-bolt rear end you wanted?
Yeah.
Car, it's been there for years and
yeah.
I've given it 6 times, man.
Nobody wants it. Next time I come through, I'm taking it. Next time I come through, I'm taking it.
Don't sell that. I'll come back and get it.
Well, I haven't been back. I haven't been back.
Brad, throw a couple other pictures up. Let's run through some of the stuff. There you go.
Oh, I remember that car.
That looked like a fucking rock.
Luke, if you remember, you came down one time and I went over and I showed you that car there.
Yep. We went over to his house. Yeah, I remember that car.
Yeah.
Very
cool car. It same thing though. He showed it a few times, but mainly he just wanted to drive. Plus it was a family member's car. It had been in their family for, I don't know, 19, 20 years.
Yeah.
So more sentimental than anything.
Yeah.
Brent, if you can, what's the total ticket on the Mustang when it's done?
That Mustang there, I want to say he had around 90 in it.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, that was a brand new 5-liter Coyote. It has a Tremec TKO 600 5-speed in it. Curry 9-inch, all TCI suspension under it. Bottom of the car is painted. Big sound system, power windows, AC. I mean, it's
worth it. It's still worth that.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that built?
There was 4 or 5 years ago.
No, it was more than that. It was more than that because it was when you finished it when I brought the Camaro up to you.
No, the Mustang was after the Camaro.
It was? I thought it was before it. It was before it.
Because remember I did Otto's truck, the C10.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. We're actually trying to finish up a little bit more for Otto's. He's got a 72 Chevelle. Actually got a couple pictures of it, like I think it's a hood and it's a green 72.
I thought that thing was done.
No, still likes a little bit, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart actually painted it. I mean, it turned out really nice.
So Pop-Tart, do you paint the same way Brent does, everything apart?
Sometimes. I mean, it depends. I like painting the candy all together. You know what I mean?
You don't have the ball paint.
But yeah, I like laying the clear on and stuff. So I mean, we got the same kind of flow, I guess.
Yeah.
And it flat.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it works.
Oh yeah,
it works.
The dude that shot my Merc, he said, which fucked me up a little bit because he did everything in reverse. He said he painted the car together and then took it apart and shot the jams. Most people, of course, shoot the jams first, then shoot the outside of the car. They're done with it. He got tape lines. He would shoot the car together, take it apart, clear everything, and then put the car back together. So there was no tape lines, no nothing. He could do a full coat of clear on the entire panel without having any problems. And I thought, you know what? As stupid as that sounds, easy as that sounds, it does make sense. You know what I mean? Because everything is clean and clear. But that was House of Colors shit.
He may have took a few extra trips down Interstate 420.
He may have. He may have. But I'll tell you what, when he was done, it looked good. It was a lot of work, but man,
still. That would be hard to paint one and then take it back apart.
taking it apart and without fucking it up and putting it back together with all the people. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work. More work than you need to do, quite honestly.
Yeah, that's extra work.
Yeah.
That's the Merc I had LaValle put the flames on. I flew Mike into PA and he put the fire on it. I had a candy purple that I came up with House of Color shit. And then Mike came in, did the fire, and we took it all apart. Ed Trimber was the guy that did the bass and the clear here in PA. And then he did, put it all back together, did the whole thing. And I was like, I don't know about the purple because I thought black would have been cool. But he says, man, you put that shit in the daylight, it turned purple. It looked black in the shade, but flipped because of the Orion base coat that was under it. I'll post a picture. I'll share. I'll send it over to you so you know what I'm talking about. But he was the guy that, that said, shoot the thing apart after. And I thought it does make sense because you don't have any lines and it does give it an even coat.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting it in and worrying about overspray and all that other shit. So more work, but it does make a difference.
That's the reason I like to paint them apart too, is you don't get like in the jams, everything is jams the body, everything all at the same time.
Right.
Lines, it just looks cleaner,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was impressed when he told me that. When Lou was telling me when you did a candy in pieces, I'm like, you really got to be. You have to have a clean technique to be able to pull that off. That's not easy.
It's not easy, but it apparently can be done.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
But John, but John, when we did the Le Mans, right?
Yeah.
So Brent was doing something, and we got a new hood, brand new hood. So I'm standing there with the hood. I cut the box open and I got to stand there next to the hood. And I said, Brent, grab, help me with the hood real quick. So I'm holding the hood. We literally grabbed the hood and we took a step and put it on the stand. And he goes, that hood's fucked up. I'm looking at the hood. I'm like, it's brand new. What are you talking about? That hood's, it's right here. The hood. And he's pointing at it. He's like, it's got a dent right here. I'm like, and I can't feel shit. So I'm rubbing my hand. I'm like, I don't feel it. He goes, hold on. He gets a cup of water. He pours it on, and you can see, whoop, it's got this dip. Whoop. It's the craziest thing. And he didn't even look at it. He just glanced at the hood.
Yeah, Brent's a madman. He doesn't know, but he's a madman.
I'm sitting like an idiot,
He's a fucking crazy genius.
Back when I had good eyesight. Now I've got the spectacles on, look like,
You got, there's kryptonite somewhere around you. That's what you got to figure out. You're Clark Kent right now. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was
Brad.
crazy.
Put a couple more up because we're getting close to the 9. We're at 9 o'clock now. What else you got? There you go.
Yeah,
71.
That's James's car.
Yeah, Otto. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do to that? And who came up with that color?
That's the original color.
Factory.
Really?
Yeah. But
yeah, they smoked a lot of weed back in the 70s. That's a fucked up looking color. Although it's good.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool car too. It got a roaster shop chassis under it. 315 tires all the way around it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
600 horsepower LS3 in it. Magnum T56 in it. Pretty mean little car.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Very cool. See, I mean, dude, the guy that I told you he does some good work. Shit.
Yeah, you guys ought to have get James to come on. Otto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll ask him.
Yeah. He told me about the time you two guys met, man. Lou.
Hey, he said autograph my guitar. I autographed it. It's not my fault.
It's got all these autographs on it from like all these country singers. He says, Lou just grabs my guitar and like puts his autograph on it. got like
it made it worth more.
Now it's got Lou Santiago real big, like over it.
Brent, what's with the Butch Bass story with Lou?
Bass story. Oh, that's right there.
Yeah, run with it.
He was a salesman, advertising salesman, and little bitty guy. Probably, I don't know, what was he, Lou? 4'10"?
Yeah,
maybe?
he was not a tall man.
Just a little bitty guy. So I'm in the studio working, and I hear some commotion. So I go out into the warehouse, and there's Lou. He's like over top of him, you know, just like on top of him, like, I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass. Butch is all scared. I'm like, Lou, oh man, you know, trying to break it up, you know. I'm like, Lou, that's horrible, you know. Gonna beat on this poor little dude, little munchkin or something. But yeah, that was you either heard Lou out there like raising hell with somebody. You know, that's how I knew Lou was coming back to the studio when I heard his laugh.
Lou ain't like that anymore. He's a nice guy.
I remember one time, like Patty had this thing. Nobody could smoke in the building. Nobody was allowed to smoke in the building. And we would be in the shop, Brent smoking, Don smoking. And I remember one day we're in the middle of a shot. You know, I'm doing a stand-up, and all of a sudden Patty's banging on the door because we got the door locked. So Don gets up and he goes over there, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And she goes, Don, you know you're not supposed to smoke in here. And he takes the cigarette out of his mouth and goes, nobody's smoking. And Brent's standing there smoking. And she just turned and walked out.
Brent was in between coats. That's what he was doing. That's his timer. That's his fucking timer.
It was nuts, man. It was
to fuck the job up. You stop him smoking.
It was insane. That's what I'm saying, man. It was funny because like we used to take the gaff tape and take a roll of gaff tape, maybe two, and make a ball the size of a softball.
Oh my god,
right?
that shit ain't cheap.
And we would and they had this big white, and in some shots you could see it if you know what to look at. If you see the garage door, and when we're in the shop, there's all these divots in the door. So what we would do is we would play stickball like they do at home, John. We take this gaff tape and wing it at the door. One guy's got a broomstick, and you strike and it hits the door. Bam! There's got to be 100 dents in the door. So one day Patty's looking at the door, and she's like, "Why does this door have dents in it?" Well, came that way.
We cut the box open. It's fucked up.
We didn't put it up.
Brent noticed. He was the first to notice.
Hey, Lou, we talk a lot about Don.
Yeah.
I have to tell this one story about, I was coming out of the studio one day, and Don Catterat's sitting there, and he's looking in the truck studio, and he's holding this little step ladder.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, come over here. So I go over there, and he's like, here, hold this ladder. I hold the ladder. He gets up on it, pulls his pants down. You know the little windows in the door.
Yeah.
He like puts his ass up to it, you know, feet on the door. You can hear Kevin Tate and everybody in there just dying laughing. He gets down his little ladder and he runs off like a little kid, you know. That's crazy stuff all the time.
Don was a mess, man. Don was a mess. He was a good dude. I like Don.
He was probably the only reason I stayed as long as I did.
Yeah.
You know, he's a pretty funny guy.
Oh yeah.
I remember, you know, after he went to rehab, you know, and we cleaned up the shop. Dude, Grey Goose bottles
everywhere. everywhere.
We're Tito's
Gallon
people now.
jugs.
We're
Gallon
Tito's.
jugs.
We're not Grey Goose anymore. We're Tito's.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring them on as a fucking sponsor.
Yeah.
Just don't drink and drive. Brent, talk about your shop now. How do people get a hold of you and Pop Tart, Pork Chop? Where you at? Where you at? If somebody wants a car built, follow you on social. Where you at? What are you doing?
Probably the best way is just Facebook. Just my number's on my link or my Facebook page.
Yeah.
That's the way, because if you call me, I won't answer. You leave a voicemail.
Tell people where you're at. You got a backlog? Is there a waiting list for you? What's it look like?
Yeah, right now we're probably a year out.
Yeah.
I've got a 68 10 coming back. I've got this 53. We still got to paint. Working on a 55 right now. Pretty backed up.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Not too bad for you guys in a little garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Right?
Yeah.
That's real good.
But there's a huge demand for it. Just, I'd always dream about having a big shop, but you just can't find the people that like what Dave has is it doesn't have
to
have a team that, and that's builder's dream like that. But reality is probably going to be a pork chop over here.
Yeah.
Pork chop. Oh, pork chop.
Pop Tart, how do people find you? You on social media too?
Huh?
Pop Tart.
Is he on social media?
He's under Josh LaRose.
Yeah, and Instagram too. So.
Damn, son, big time.
You gotta change that shit. The pork chop or somebody just pork tart. What the fuck is somebody just put up there? Pork tart. That's
pork top.
That's a little hillbilly-ish there. Pork tart.
Yeah, you can find pork top on there.
Yeah.
God.
Either way.
All right. Well, look, man, we got to run. We're over. So, all right. So, Brent, Pork Tart, say goodnight.
Later.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being on. Cool show. Down to earth dudes.
Yeah, they're great.
I mean, really.
Dude, they are great, man. And I mean, there's gobs of talent in there, man. It's a 2-car garage. Brent was talking about putting like a lean-to on the side so he could do his dirty work in there. But dude, it's just crazy good work, man. And they do a lot of stuff with nothing. They are old school and they're just good guys, man. God.
And it runs. It looks like it's, pro touring stuff.
Everything he does is good. Is top shelf stuff, man. It is.
Yeah, he's putting late model stuff, drivetrains together, and he's using Art Morrison chassis, and he's doing it right. So the thing goes down the road, and it's comfortable with AC.
Mm-hmm. He does all that.
That's the way you do it.
The only thing he doesn't do is interior. That's the only thing he doesn't do.
Well, you could sub that out. I mean,
but I mean, he does everything else. He puts the engines in, he paints everything. I mean, and everything is like the car. Like the body, like every body, you see how shiny it was. The chassis are the same way. Underneath the car is the same way. He uses Gravitex underneath the car, but because you can tint it. So he'll tint it the same color as the car, but the car underneath is flawless. He does a really nice job.
Yeah.
A really nice job.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good show.
I saw Nathan Murph popped up. His dad. I haven't talked to his father in probably 2 or 3 years, but his dad's at Petty's garage.
Yeah,
I should probably reach out to him and see if his dad.
Well, I think his dad left. I think his dad left. I think he went down. I was with Nate today. I actually was with Nate today, and I want to say the last time he talked to me, that because we haven't been able to get together. He said his dad went to Florida, or he might have been down there visiting, but I think he went. I think he moved. I think he did move.
He's got some stories. Him and I hit it off.
Yeah,
because I was down there for a good while trying to develop a show. And he would take me around and go, listen, come up here. And he'd take me up in the mezzanine, show me this, show me that. I don't get into the stories, but there were some things that were just crazy back in the day. I mean, he's got some really cool shit. He was there. He was there when Richard Petty was running, when he was driving.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows the secrets is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
He knows what they did, shouldn't have did, and what they got away with. And he's got some cool ass stories.
Yeah.
So we should probably have him on to talk before. Richard's like 86. He's up there. Still looks good. Still getting around. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
So, but 3 Lefts Don't at Gmail.
Yep.
You guys got you got guests that you think are a good idea. You have projects, because we're going to do the viewers show where we got a couple people that are viewers come on.
One of the guys said Fitzy's Fabrication. He's a guy from Conception Bay out in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
And I sent him a message, but he hasn't replied. I don't know if he saw the message or not, but I think he'd be good. So if anybody knows how to get a hold of Fitzy up in Newfoundland, let us know so we can get Fitzy. Because, dude, I spent 2 years in Newfoundland. That'll be a fun show. Those dudes, just the way they talk is just a hoot, man. God. So, if any of you guys know, that's what we need to do.
Next week, Joe and Amanda Martin's on. Following week, Mike Finnegan. We got Ralph from Chrysler, which is going to be a kick-ass show, March 20-something. Like I said a couple weeks back, I'm going to follow up with Jay Leno's assistant to see Jay out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania on the 20th.
That'll be good.
I'm going to invite him on, see if we can make something happen. Maybe as a season finale, you need to get back on board so you're on that show instead of, bedridden. You know what I mean?
I'll put the camera on the ceiling so I can lay in bed.
Not a good look for men. We're gonna have to do something else. We'll figure it out. But you can't be doing that with Leno. So the other person, Brian Ryder, wanted to get Mario Andretti on. So Mario would be, that's another icon that we need to lock down and get the story. And I need to really follow up with Linda Vaughn. Ran into her out at the Barrett Jackson. But it was one of those things where so much was going on. People didn't focus. I'm half lit. Foose, same thing. Ran into him. It was the same thing where he was so tied up getting the car across the block, going up on stage. His brain was so focused you couldn't even penetrate his thought process. So we got some cool shit. Hopefully the 10th everything goes good and you got a fast recovery, we can get you back up in action and doing. If not, we'll take a little bit of a break and then come back in I don't know, June or whenever you can sit up and do your thing.
We'll figure it out, man. We'll do what we got to do. I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll get it done.
I know.
There goes Scooch.
That's Pud.
That's Pud.
Yeah, Scooch is probably still asleep. Scooch is totally blind. I gotta carry her around, pick her up. She got to figure out where she's going on. She's gonna be 16 in April.
The Scooch.
I'll tell you what, man. I will not hang in there as long as she's hanging in there. I'd tap out 8 months ago. Scooch, just when you think, okay, it's it. I picked her up off the ground 3 times yesterday.
Jeez.
And the third time she, shook it off when I got this and been fine ever since. But she would fall over.
Yeah.
Man, it is what it is. Chris Jacobs would be a good one. Tim Allen. Yeah.
I don't know how to get a hold of Chris Jacobs.
I could get you Chris.
That would be Courtney.
Tim Allen was at Barrett Jackson.
Was he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a few heavies at Barrett Jackson.
Huh. All right. Well, look. You know what?
Yeah.
Say goodnight.
Talk to you. Thanks.
All right. Everybody, good night. Hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, we'll have another good one. Until then, later.